Hi, welcome, my beautiful co-host. And I always look so excited, don't I? Welcome, everybody. And today we have Wednesday, December 25th in the US and Europe, and Thursday, December 26th in Australia. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas. And in Sweden, actually, we celebrate 24th. In Greece and you guys, 25th, and I guess in Australia too. So they have already passed the holidays when we are broadcasting this. We are making a pre-recorded video today, and you're watching Cosmic Sis-Stars with hosts Corinne and Anne. And today we are going to talk about echoes of joy, the vibrant vibration of laughter, plus questions because we're going to be with you in the chat room. This is streaming anyway, so you don't hesitate. Just ask if there's anything you wonder about. Our last show on Cosmic Guardians was last Wednesday, December 18th in the US and Europe, and Thursday, December 19th in Australia, with Cosmic Sisters discussing the gift of giving and receiving. That was a smashing video, to be honest. And I think it was last Friday, we had to cancel Bob Eden, the spiritual mechanic show, because Bob didn't feel very well. But we are going to be on with Bob again on December 27th in US and Europe and December 28th in Australia. So our last show, like we talked about, was the gift of giving and receiving, and it kind of fits for today too. But now we're going to spread a little bit of joy here along the way, because that is what Christmas is all about, sharing, giving and receiving and sharing joy, right?
Correct.
So, one more thing. You can connect with us, find upcoming shows, past episodes, read articles, find Corinne, find me, find Bob, find our guests at angelplaceonearth.com/cosmic guardians. And we always go live or stream at facebook.com/cosmic guardians and youtube.com/at angel place on earth. So let's dive directly into today's topic, laughter.
Yes, I started to laugh, and then I thought, if I start laughing, we may spend the whole evening laughing. And laughter is so contagious, which is marvelous. And laughter is actually the first language of love. A newborn cries or smiles, and then cries or laughs. That is the first communication that a newborn has with the world. And laughter gives meaning and connection to everything. Laughter moves us past all limits and brings back that connection that we came into the world with. Laughter is spoken universally. There's no barrier keeping us from laughter. Laughter is love in motion. Laughter is the elixir of life. Laughter transcends and overcomes diversity and brings healing to all. Laughter is the joy that binds the human soul. And laughter can be freely given away and never runs out. Laughter is the gift of love to the world.
Wow, that's beautiful. It is actually. And I usually advise people when they say, and I practice this myself, when they say they're going through times that are challenging or you know, worrying, the old-fashioned worrying that many do, because this world is not very easy to live in all the time, and I can do understand that. But when we are aware of something, we can actually break the energy with laughter. watching a comedy, remembering something from the old days, a memory that you just can't resist laughing, right?
Exactly. It's the it is our ability to transcend whatever we're going through, and it's the lubricant that gives us the ability to just keep on when things look a little glim.
Yeah. It's actually, because sometimes I also mention this as distraction. It's a sort of distraction too.
Oh
But
yes.
sometimes we need to use distractions, right? So if we want
Right.
to, we feel something, doesn't mean that we are escaping what we're feeling, because we need to take the bull by the horns and also work on what we are feeling if we can fix something. But when we find ourselves caught up in a loop of a negative energy, that's not going to be for our highest good. It's a wonderful way to cutting that. Call a friend where I just can't, I'm going to laugh with this person because I can't resist it, right? It's going to be hilarious. That's a
Yes.
good thing, right? Because
Yes.
laughter also, and I read in a newspaper many, many years ago, I think I was a teenager, it says that like when you are making the dough and you're baking, right? It's like you do the same with your muscles in your tummy for your organs. So you are giving your organs inside a massage when you're laughing.
Absolutely. And laughter is if you're in a situation that's you're not really comfortable with, it's also kind of a release, and it's something that's acceptable, and it's something that allows you to kind of reestablish what you're trying to say or trying to do. And yes, we laugh when we experience humor, but sometimes it's an expression that strengthens our silent communication and just allows us to get through things, and also takes the edge off of a situation. So it's beautiful. It's such a handy little tool.
It is. And sometimes when you're not supposed to laugh, I've experienced that many, many times, it's just like, take me out of here because I know I'm not going to be able to not laugh, right? Um, and I went to a Swedish lady many years ago trying liberation breathing, and this was not with Sandra and Marcus Ray. This was a Swedish lady. I tried first. I didn't go to her many times, I think 3 or 4 times. And she was angry at me because I was laughing all the time. And the more I could see her irritation, the more I kept laughing, right? Because it's just like you can't resist it. You're caught in that loop of laughing. But I don't see why, when you are going to try to breathe or you come to that point when you relax, there's no bad thing in laughing because everything is an expression.
Exactly. And that's part of the living in the world of have tos or expected of. And we put so many pressures on ourselves that we forget to just be that human, that energetic, unrehearsed, spontaneous living. And this is when the laughter really comes through, and the joy comes through. And I've always noticed that when a baby laughs and giggles, it's like the angels are speaking, and they get such a joy out of seeing the response of this unsolicited pure joy that just oozes. And a baby doesn't have to have somebody entertain them. They can giggle and laugh at the simplest things. And what a great gift. is to look at the world and see it through the eyes of that joy.
Joy and humor. But because I think also that sometimes in this world, because that things are a little bit dense, the energy is dense.
Hmm.
It's like walking in mud sometimes. And
Correct.
for sure, we are not we are not laughing every day, uh, but as much as we can, right? But I think that we need to have this outlet and to acknowledge it's a big part of us and not take things too seriously. So if we think of this reality, I'm going to sticking my nose out here. We think of this world like we are taking a trip somewhere for a week or a couple of weeks or a month or whatever, a year. For us here, it's a lifetime. But then we go back home. And this, for me, is not our real home. We
Mm-hmm.
came here to do something, right? Either we have a mission, either we want to experience something, whatever it is, right? But it's not real. So why take things that serious that you are getting into a loop of something where you feel depressed or hurt yourself, right? Why not laugh instead?
Why not? Why not? Yes. And I love the way that you were talking about the fact that you were supposed to be serious about doing your deep breathing, very
Oh,
serious,
yes.
and you started to laugh. There was a tape that Louise Hay made, and the people were supposed to be speaking about something serious, and they were going to record this, and someone started laughing, and they couldn't stop laughing. Well, interestingly enough, they just let the tape run. And for 1 solid hour, there is nothing but continuous laughter on there. And one person would kind of slow down, and then the other one person would pick it up. And what a beautiful, beautiful tape. And now they actually teach classes on laughter. I actually took one of these classes many, many, many years ago. And the whole point was to see how long we could keep that spontaneous laughter going. And amazingly, after we did that, our minds were clear. Our our all of our organs in our body had received all of this wonderful oxygen. We felt invigorated. And this is something that even if you get up in the morning and just look at yourself in the mirror and start laughing and just get that juices going, it's amazing how healthy that is for you.
It is. There's no such a thing. I remember one time with my mom, I was a teenager, and sometimes when we went to sleep, I took my mattress in and put it on the floor beside her bed because she didn't have a big bed, right? Because I just wanted to sleep in her room and talk until we fell asleep. That was it. And we were laughing until one neighbor was knocking like a crazy on the wall. And when things of that matter happens, you just can't stop, can you?
No, no, because it's like you're feeding this incredible energy. And uh, I remember I was at this movie with my little girl, and I really needed to see something that was going to be happy and joyful and take me out of my reality. And I was laughing so hard. And every now and then she would lean up against me and then she'd say, "Mommy, you're bouncing all over the place." Well, of course, that just made me laugh even harder. But
Yes,
that's true. It what a wonderful way, because laughter is going to increase the immune system, uh,
yeah,
because it releases endorphins. It reduces stress and anxiety, and definitely stimulates all of your organs, and especially the heart and the lungs. But it even changes the cells in the body.
yeah, of course they do. Because if we think of Mr. Masaru Emoto's work, right? How you talk to yourself. And you know, actually, laughter is considered a universal language.
Very much so.
How about
Very
that?
much so. Yes. And many, many years ago, before they really understood how incredible laughter was, there was an article written about this man that had come back from somewhere, and he had a disease that the doctors had never seen. And I mean, it was like, there's nothing we can do for you. Somewhere he, in his soul, knew that if he could laugh, he could heal. And so he had all of these old comedies brought to the hospital and just started watching them. The Three Stooges and all the things that were popular at that time, and just laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. And amazingly enough, 2 weeks later, he walked out of there completely cured, because we have the ability to heal our bodies if we just allow the gifts that we've been given. And
Yeah,
it's amazing what we can do if we
it is
just
amazing, but you know, it plays a big role, our vibration, and the vibration of laughter is strong,
very much
fantastic,
so.
powerful.
Yes, there we go again, talking about energy, calling, you
I
know.
have to admit something, and I didn't say it to anybody. I just did it. I didn't think much about it. That's how I do it sometimes. But when I was at the hospital for my leg this summer, it's a little bit boring. I didn't have a TV in my room, and I wasn't really fit for walking around to express it in that way. So I had my computer being brought to the hospital, and I put up. It's a series, and I knew that I'm going to watch this series from the first to the last program, and I was
Mhm.
laughing all the time. I think if I translate it from the Swedish, what it's called Best in Test. I don't know if you have that. It's like a comedy, and people are going to try to do things, and I was laughing my butt off, to be honest. I couldn't stop.
But what you were doing was putting all of these wonderful endorphins into your body, which were healing your body. And
Exactly.
it's laughter is something that is so contagious that you never want to wear a mask if you're going to laugh, because you want the world to catch it. You really do. And I remember I was in the doctor's office, and that's kind of a place of doom and gloom, and everybody's sitting there, what is going to happen? And all of a sudden, we heard a baby laughing. And of course, everybody looked around to see where this child was, because it was just contagious. You know how when they start giggling. And we realized that a man and a woman, grandparents, had taken their child's laughter and used it as a ringtone. Well,
Oh,
it changed the mood of everybody in the room. And we all had this smile and a little giggle on our face, just listening to the spontaneous, beautiful sound of this baby laughing. And it completely changed the atmosphere around there, which was, why not? Why not be in an atmosphere where there is laughter, where there is joy, where there is a way to move through the challenges that you may be going through?
exactly. And you know, when you're laughing with others together, it creates bonds, even if they are strangers. It's creating something between
Yes,
people. It's fantastic.
it does. It breaks down barriers. It really does. You can go into a situation that seems a little tense, and you know that this is probably not the time for humor or for laughter. But then someone does something or says something that allows you to have that moment of relief. And when you have that moment of relief with just a little bit of laughter, then you can communicate a whole lot easier because the other person and you are not in that serious human mode.
Exactly. And, even giving a smile to someone, cheering someone up, saying something, being kind. But laughter is fantastic and it is really contagious, right? And
Yes.
it resonates with people, all of us. It creates ripples of happiness that spread far and wide. And as I said before, it's actually, we don't need to talk each other's language to laugh together.
No.
It's
No.
universal.
And and children you may have a whole lot of different children that really are not even speaking, but they see something and they look at it and then they laugh and then they all giggle about it, and then it it's a communication that doesn't have to be verbal. It's something that is felt, and when it's felt, then that brings up the emotion. And when that emotion comes up, then the joy comes. And then there is no reason to have diversity because you're all enjoying the same thing. Or you see something that strikes you interestingly or funny, an animal doing something, and everybody is looking at it and laughing and enjoying the moment. And that's not that you're putting that experience down or ridiculing the other person. It's just that the spontaneity of that joy just spreads.
It is. And I actually read something that's fascinating. Um, I didn't realize this. I didn't know about it. In many cultures, I can't say exactly, but in many cultures, laughter is a part of social rituals and traditions.
Hmm.
Isn't that amazing? So
Yes.
from joyous celebrations of festivals to the light-hearted banter among friends. Of course, I know, for instance, here in Greece, they have a wonderful sense of humor, and I love that. And they have funny last names, surnames as well. So it's like, I have to tell a story. I can't stop laughing about it. Someone called Stavros his first name. His last name was Malakos. That translates to soft in English. And I couldn't help myself, but I didn't do it because I didn't know the person. So I said, I'm going to give him my hand and say, I'm Anna Hard. That, that, that is my kind of humor.
Excuse me. Uh, Laughter also helps if you've had a little congestion and brings that to the surface. So I'm trying not to laugh because I
I,
may just see
I
see what you
started.
started. Okay, but that's true, and and seeing the humor and being able to share that humor. And the beauty is that if a person is familiar with the fact that they may have an interesting surname or something, to
Yeah,
to allow to allow themselves to laugh not at themselves but with themselves, and not take ourselves seriously, because we are very funny creatures. We do some
yeah,
very interesting things, and
we do.
you know and the beauty, I love it, because especially at this time of year when everybody is there again gets very serious about routine and ritual and stuff like that, and they forget that this is the season to really experience joy and really experience laughter, and to have fun in this uh, wonderful experience that we call life.
Yeah,
And what a great time to do it when it's going to bring that light back
exactly.
into the darkness.
And it is the season for, interacting, being kind, talking to each other, playing games together, telling funny stories, seeing each other, basically, right? Spending
Yes,
time, quality time with each other, but also having fun. And, um, to talk about laughter again, from a spiritual perspective, laughter can be seen as a divine gift that connects us to the higher realms of existence as well, right?
yes,
So you can see it as a manifestation of the joy and love that goes straight up into the universe and out there, into the ether, the etheric realms and wherever, right? So
hmm,
we align ourselves with positive energy. That's exactly what we're doing on an energetic level, right?
yes.
And that's what we are radiating all the way out into the cosmos.
And why do we confine it to a period of about 6 weeks?
Exactly.
It's interesting because I find that I'm not really celebrating Christmas as much as I celebrate the joy of being a child. And because I really don't have other things to put up, I leave a lot of my Christmas things up because they're pretty. And I leave them sitting there. And every now and then I'll turn the lights on of the little village that I have just because it brings joy. It takes me back to a time where this is the expression that I want to share with the world. That being a child, seeing things with the eyes of a child and having that enthusiastic joy. So let's not confine it to just a short period of time and remember that through that joy and through that laughter, we can make that divine connection.
Exactly. And I think that um, it's very personal, of course, but my take on celebrating holiday, I don't do it like I used to do when I was younger, right? I
Right.
prefer to celebrate every day in one way or
Every
another.
day. Every day.
Yeah.
Yes.
But nowadays we have even special days for things that we didn't even consider, like for some pastries you bake, you have a day for one of those. You have a day for something else. I think that's very much commercial, right? It's not about
Yes.
celebrating something. It's just going to have um, big sales and stuff of that nature, promoting something, advertising something. But if
Yes.
you spend your time and, if someone feels like I want to have a traditional Christmas, for instance, yeah, that's okay too. That's perfect. Whatever brings joy, but also manage the time. And so you don't end up doing things 2 weeks before each and every day and you end up exhausted. And when you're
Yes.
going to sit there with your family or friends or whoever, right? You just fall asleep because you are so tired. That's not a good way of being.
Exactly. Again, that comes to the obligation and the responsibility and what is expected of us to perform at that particular time. And we forget that it's not the performing, it's the enjoyment and just the spontaneity of, gee, let's make these cookies today. And I don't care whether it's the traditional day or not. We're just going to do it because we want to do it. And we're going to have
Exactly.
fun doing it. And uh, again, I bring my family in a lot, and uh, Christmas is Eve is a fun time. Basically, we have some crazy games, and my daughter comes up with some interesting, very interesting mental games, like what are the next words in that song without singing the whole song. I mean, things that it's like, this is crazy. And we're going to be making gingerbread houses. We're going to have a gingerbread contest, and it's all about the sharing and the joy of being together. It's not about the gifts or what's going to happen, after everybody leaves. And it's so spontaneous that it has taken all of the hardcore traditions of, well, we have to have this meal, we have to sit down, we have to do this, and it makes us realize that at heart we are children, and
Yeah, we
laughter
are.
and joy, and none of this adult have to stuff. And I have always said, uh, I'm Peter Pan at heart. My body may be climbing the ladder of maturity, but I'll never grow up. I'll never grow up.
Me neither. And I can admit something because they have like a tradition in Sweden. They show, Hmm, you're going to laugh with me. I'm sorry. You're going to laugh again. They show Donald Duck 3 o'clock p.m. With his friends, old stuff, but they have, I don't know the names of all of them, but all
Yeah,
those old cartoons. And they are so funny. Um, and up until 15, 20 years ago, I was watching them each and every Christmas, 3 o'clock p.m., and then had my dinner, right?
yes. But why not? Why not? We came here to enjoy this experience. And the more that we enjoy and are in joy,
Joy.
the more that we can share that joy. And the more we share that joy, the more the rest of the world catches it.
Yeah,
And
yes.
what a gift. This is really the gift of giving, is to give that beautiful joy and laughter and anticipation, instead of, oh, this is what I have to do. And yes, we do have certain chores that need to be done,
I'm
but we
sorry. I'm going to start laughing again.
there you go again. I'm holding you responsible for that. I do take my responsibility, but I love to laugh. You know,
Me too.
I knew this one was going to be an interesting one to get through, because I can start laughing, and we just may have the whole tape of laughter. Which, what a gift we could give people, just sitting here giggling, giggling, giggling.
Exactly. But it's that's not going to be good for you're going to cough, right?
That's true. I would have to add a
Mhm.
little of that with it too.
And I think we already mentioned some things that are good for, I mean, in the physical body, for instance. So the science behind laughter is fascinating, to be honest. When we laugh, our brain releases endorphins. And you mentioned that. The body's natural feel-good chemicals, right?
Correct.
These endorphins promote an overall sense of well-being and can temporarily even relieve pain, right?
Very much so.
Laughter also reduces the levels of stress hormones, right? Cutting the energy when we feel stress or worry or whatever, right? And stress hormones such as cortisol, adrenaline, and It even boosts the immune system by increasing the production of antibodies and activating immune cells. See,
Hmm.
that's
And
quite a lot.
it is. And interestingly enough, when I was speaking cellularly, it changes our DNA and it stays within our bodies for a period of time. And it is continually helping us keep at that level of the wonderful endorphins and the wonderful happy mode. So why not have daily doses of laughter? Um, this year, I'm giving to my children a box, and it is a box for self love. And in it, it is prescribed that if you take these daily, you're going to have confidence. And each one I have labeled, and it says, "I am love. I am creativity. I am divinely guided." And if you take them daily, the wonderful side effects are spontaneity, loving other people, seeing yourself as this wonderful creative person. So I'm creating this box of self love for daily medication. And
That's wonderful.
but I thought, and one of the things I have on there is I am laughter,
Oh, yes, that's good.
because if you if you add these daily, you can't not think about I am love, I am forgiveness, I am this, when you're popping them in your mouth. And I thought, what can I give to my grandchildren who really don't have any need for other physical things? And it gives me such joy to watch, especially these young people that are becoming motivated to be the inspiration of our generation.
That's beautiful. That's wonderful. And having grandchildren are like it is a little bit like icing on the cake, isn't it?
Well, it's interesting. When my daughter was in high school, she got me a bumper sticker that says, "Grandchildren are the gift to parents who do not kill their children." you know, so it's true, because sometimes trying to get through raising those children is very challenging, but that's the gift if you actually make it through.
That's beautiful, isn't it? So, um, I know you had something here. I'm cheating a little bit. Yes, I think you said the same things, as I repeated after. Sorry.
That's okay.
Uh, I think it's good though to repeat ourselves sometimes because there are so many occasions where we can bring in laughter. And sometimes it's going to very easily come into that when you can't stop, but that's okay too. I have another story for you, and this is really funny. And I was working selling tickets to the commuter trains, and Halloween can be a little bit of a fuss out in the city, right? People are drinking, they do crazy stuff and things of that nature.
Yes.
So the guards on the train, they grabbed a person, and we had a very big space behind where I was sitting and selling the tickets. We had a kitchen and some space. So they asked me if they could bring him in there because he was very, very drunk. and he was wearing a very fluffy crocodile costume, green, very, very green. And I looked and I said to myself, don't laugh, because this is not the occasion to start laughing. And I watched over the hall and I saw Batman sitting, his friend, sitting on a bench with a crocodile head under his arm. And I was like, I'm not going to make this. I just couldn't stop. But I try not to make sound so they could hear me. Oh,
Uh,
that was hilarious.
yes, and sometimes inappropriate laughter is you do have to watch when you do that, especially like going through an airport. You have to remember this is the time where humor is not accepted, and to be very stoic and to be very serious, because they do not have a sense of humor in places like that. However, it is sometimes very, very hard to keep that little snicker under the quote while you're watching a situation play out where you know that these people are definitely a little bit under the weather, and the situation is humorous, but we can giggle to ourselves.
We can, yes. And I was actually thinking about being funny when I went with the aircraft, a couple of weeks ago, right? When
Uh-huh.
I went from Sweden to Greece, because I have all these pieces of metal in my knee. And actually, the machine didn't make a sound, but I wanted to ask them, anybody needs a screw?
Did it again, Anna. Did it again. Yes.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
I had a situation, uh, and it's not proper for this show, but similarly, I had a knee brace on, and I was all dressed up beautifully, and I went through, and of course, it went off, and I said, "I'm helpful, right? I'll just go to the ladies' room and take it off and bring it back to." No, ma'am, you won't. And so they
Oh,
decided that, okay, you are going to be searched. And I said to the lady, I had one woman that was very serious, and I knew, okay, keep it quiet, and the other one was kind of more human. And I looked at her and I said, I think my clothing is inappropriate for this search. And you know, so, but I mean, I was not expecting to be searched. I was expecting to just be beautiful. So there are times when you have to do keep your humor under wraps, but
I know, I know. But I sometimes, I don't know, maybe I would have, I have a big mouth, maybe I would have gone for it if I would have been you, because I can't hold my mouth. Except for different things. I mean the person that was drunk, they had a hard time holding him. So I don't know if that was took something else or whatever. You
yes,
never know that. So that's a little bit different. It's dangerous somehow when you have someone you don't know what they're going to do. But anyway, but I like the Batman.
yes. But isn't it wonderful that we have a way to get through the tough things in life? And the beauty is that laughter, it is it is unique to that person. No one has the same laugh. It's like a fingerprint, and to be able to utilize it when we need it, or it comes when we need it, whether we know it or not. And what a gift to be able to move through situations that would be very difficult, because we have this wonderful uh, rhythmatic, interesting sounding expression that comes from our bodies. And everyone laughs differently. And sometimes a person's laughter is so funny you can't help but laugh at the laugh. And
Yeah, I have that a lot when I hear other people laughing because it's contagious, isn't it?
it is. And it moves through your body so easily and effortlessly. And it could be just maybe a giggle. It can be
Yeah.
just, oh my, keep it down. Or it can be that belly laugh that you're laughing and laughing and laughing. You're laughing so hard, the tears are pouring out of your face. And of course, then you just constantly laugh more. And interesting, the tears that you have when you're laughing are different than when you're sad or when you're upset or when you're anxious. The chemicals change. There again, the water in our body is so
Yeah,
unique.
it is unique. But it's very crying and laughing. They are very close to each other, even though they may seem very, very opposite, but they go hand in hand sometimes. They do.
Yes,
But we can cry for something and be upset over something, and then it comes to that vibration, we can't just hold ourselves and we start laughing at it. And then we cry a little bit again. So
that's
it
true.
sometimes that goes hand in hand. But also even with, when we are sharing laughter with someone, even strangers, people we haven't seen before, something funny happens, and you can you can feel a connection like we mentioned before here. And
Mhm.
it's somehow a way of saying, I understand you and we are in this together, right?
And that is so important because we are taught that we are separate from everything. And that separation makes us feel isolated. And when you are in a situation where you really feel isolated and something happens that brings the whole group together, you feel that divine connection. You don't feel lost anymore. You feel that you are part of something bigger than yourself. And what a great joy, what a great gift, what a unique experience to really remember that we are all of this beautiful creation.
Exactly. And again, it's a universal language, laughter, right? Do
Correct.
you want another funny story or are you
Of
going to
course.
chase me?
I've got
Okay.
one more cough in me, so you go ahead.
Okay. So this is really funny. And I was a teenager, so it's quite a few years ago. And we had a rabbit at home. And it wasn't anything serious, but we had to take the rabbit to the veterinarian. Something for the eyes, I think. It needed some kind of medication. In those days, doctors and any kind of doctor, right? They wrote the recipe with their hand. So sometimes it was hard to read. So we went to the pharmacy, gave a woman the paper, and we were sitting and waiting. And they used to uh, um, shout out the name, right? For us, it would be Anderson. But the woman, when she was done with the recipe, she said, Anderson Rabbit.
Yes, yes.
My mom said, yes, we're here. And she yelled louder, Anderson Rabbit. That
Yes,
was
but
so
I mean,
funny.
now you have a new name. No?
Exactly.
Oh, the see how remembering things that happened brings up that laughter and brings up that joy. This is something that is incredible because we have that ability to, when we need to have a situation and have the edge taken off of it, we can remember something that brought us joy or brought us laughter and basically self-medicate ourselves. And
Yes,
what a
exactly.
wonderful thing. Yes.
It's absolutely beautiful. And this is a part of, remember things, laughing about them, because even if something, when they are happening, they don't look funny. Now we told only funny stories today, but sometimes it can even be when we have a little bit of distance from something that may appear a little bit more serious. We can laugh at that too, right?
That's true. I mean, as you and I both know, there are times that we've gone through something, and at the time we're going through it, it's like, oh my goodness, here we go again. And then when you look back on it, and you see, well, but it was really funny how that happened. I remember I was in the front yard, and I was digging a hole. Now, very enthusiastically, I put the shovel in, put one foot on, and I thought, well, it needs to go deeper, so I put the other foot on. And slowly, the shovel starts to fall. And I'm as I'm going down, I'm going, oh, this has got to be funny to somebody that's watching this. And of course, after I landed, which the angels were very gracious, and I landed gently because it was just like slow motion, room like this. And I thought I would have loved to have had that on film, because who would have not enjoyed that, to see this, you know, woman out there with 2 feet on the shovel, hanging on for dear life, just kind of going woo. But
I
it's
hope you didn't hurt yourself. You didn't, right?
no,
No.
I didn't. And that was what was beautiful. It was almost as if the angel said, well, this is going to be an experience, and just laid me down. And and other times when I'm out doing the gardening, and I realized that when I was hanging on to something that was supposed to be supporting me, and all of a sudden it gave way, and I'm going, I think my face is going to land in that soft dirt. And
Oh,
but it's but the thing is that if you can laugh and just go with the flow, and that is the beauty of the gift of laughing with yourself, and seeing that life is this enormous game we're playing, and laughter
it,
is
it
is the glue that kind of gets us through it.
it is, and it gives us the most wonderful vibration on all levels,
It does.
bodily, physically, vibrationally, and spiritually, soul-wise, right?
Correct.
It is a medicine.
It is. And when you start thinking of energy, uh, as we know, people that have negative thoughts, they're going to be floating around. But what about the ones that are sending that laughter out there? And that laughter counteracts the negativity, and sends that little vibration of happiness. And somebody is in a place where they are in a situation like, what am I going to do? And all of a sudden, this little wave of laughter vibration goes by and just causes their body to go, ooh, that felt good. Don't know where it
Yes.
came from, but that really felt good. And what what a wonderful way to spend our time on earth, as sending out these vibrations of love and joy and laughter.
Exactly. Because, like talking about energy again, everything is energy, and what we focus on, we are increasing. That's going to grow for us. So that's what we're going to see and manifest.
Yes,
So why not manifest laughter?
that's right.
How about that?
And daily. I'm recommending that everybody has their little box called laughter, and at least 3 times a day, open it up and just laugh and change the endorphins in your body. Change how you're going to see things. And believe me, I'm going to start practicing what I preach because I used to do this. And it just started the day out so beautifully. And you don't even have to have something to laugh at, because once you start giggling, the body starts vibrating. And then when the vibration happens, then you giggle more. And so
Exactly.
you can motivate your own laughter, which I will do after we do this, because then I'm going to get well faster.
Exactly. And I'm going to send you some stories so you can giggle too. Okay.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
We can, if we have a little bit of, it feels like we are having to take ourselves a little bit uphill from a place where we feel that we are low or something. Why not watch a comedy, but pick one that you know that I can't resist, right? I love to watch Peter Sellers and the Pink Panther.
Oh
They
yes.
were so funny. And Kato,
You want a room? What room would you like?
Sam, phone.
Oh yes.
No,
Yes.
he's so funny. Actually, um, things that are bringing us joy, not watching things that are. Now I sound again. We are certainly not telling people what to do, but it's not a good suggestion maybe to see something that is horrible. Lift yourself up. Think about what you're feeding yourself and your soul. I'm not talking about food. So soul
Yes.
food, you could say, because you could say laughter is a soul food, right?
It is. It is very much so.
And things that are lifting us up, because we are still aware of what's going on around us, right? And like mentioned before here, it's not a very easy world sometimes. It has been a crazy world for a few years. But how can I respond for myself? What can I do for myself? Like you said, I love that. Laughing at myself as well, because we do make mistakes. Why take them so seriously? Why judge ourselves for them? Why not laugh and say, oh, 10 years ago I did that. What did I think when I did that, right?
Yeah. Where did that haircut come from? Or, wow, that outfit just does not do it for me. But the joy is to take self care, as you said, because what we put into our soul and our energy field, and it's really, it can really be challenging, because there are things that draw your attention, and if you refocus on the things that are going to be nourishing, and I find that no matter how I move along my spiritual path, there are times when I have that dark time, and I need to reevaluate and say, okay, I'm not giving myself the self-care that I need. I'm not giving myself the joy that I need in my life. And it's not coming from someone else. I create it, and I choose to involve myself in things that are going to be uplifting to myself, rather than expecting someone else to be there to pick up the pieces. And sometimes it's you go, okay, well, this is getting really heavy to do it by yourself, and then you think, yeah, but look at these incredible muscles that I'm getting from doing it myself.
Exactly. Not to talk about laughter actually helps with the muscles in the tummy, don't they?
It does. It does. You know, those belly laughs are really, really good. You know?
Oh, I have an easy way of coming to those when I let myself.
Yes. Yes.
And then there's no stopping. And then there's pain all over the place, in the cheeks, in the tummy, all over the place, right?
That's true. But what a wonderful uh opportunity to give yourself a facial, you know, when you
Exactly.
laugh. It's it's
You
it's
know,
amazing.
nowadays they call it face yoga. Okay?
That's true. I.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that why we wanted to talk about laughter today is because it's a nice holiday. The spirit of this holiday is wonderful, right? But the world and everything, the stress that people go through, having to buy hundreds of Christmas gifts, having to make so many different foods, right? Cookies. Like I mentioned before, even candies. I one year I made 30 like marmalades and chocolates and everything, 30 different kinds of candies. Um, I don't have that energy anymore. And even if I would have, maybe I would prioritize a little bit different because it's also nice to just feel in the atmosphere, sitting with um, in front of the fireplace or having lit candles, just having a tea or something with people you love, having a cookie you made. We made cookies actually, Greek cookies.
Yes, I saw those.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah. They're yummy. They're very, very sweet. A lot of honey and syrup and everything, but mm, yummy.
Yeah. Um, when uh, when my ex and I had our business, every year we had a sale for the people that were members of the club, and we had a Christmas party for them. And I literally made over 400 different kinds of cookies.
Oh,
And I filled my counter, and it was like a bakery. And I'm running these cookies through and running these cookies through. And I enjoyed it. However, that was a lot of cookies and candies that I made. But, and unfortunately, I happened to like what I was making. So that was a challenge also. But finding that enthusiasm of being able to share something that doesn't cost anything, and the more you give it away, the more you receive it. And isn't that wonderful to be able to reach into your bag and always have that laughter and always have that joy and always have that inspiration that you can hand out and share with others?
that's beautiful. And sometimes things that don't cost much are worth millions.
That's true. That is more true than not true, because that smile that you give someone, that hand that they need when they're stepping out somewhere, these are things that mean so much. I had a friend one time tell me, I was feeling that I was not uh, assisting as many people as I felt that I should. And he said to me, you're walking down the beach and you see all these little turtles that are running, trying to get to the ocean. And the seagulls are coming, and this is coming, and they're falling, and they're turning over and stuff like that. But you go out and you pick up one or two and carry them to the water. Now, to those turtles, that was their world. You didn't have to touch all of them, but to that one that you did touch, that was everything.
Yeah.
So remember, it's not the quantity, it's the quality.
It is, indeed, it is. It really is. And um, just sharing a smile with someone. um, on your way to the grocery store or to work or whatever, acknowledging someone, because that's also, if you give someone a smile, it's like you tell them, I see you. I love that. You taught me this. I see you. I
Yes,
honor you. It's like that confirmation. We don't need more than that many times, right?
correct.
Or just being present in the moment. That's connected to being present in the moment, right? Enjoying the time.
Yes. And that's worth the world to somebody that may not have that presence in their life. And
Exactly.
you do not know what another person is experiencing because you are not really living their life. So the things that we may think, oh, well, that's not going to make any difference if I do that. Again, that means everything to that person. That one little gesture of kindness that was unsolicited, but something that that person really needed. And why not share that laughter? Why not share that enthusiasm? And and notice and really begin to see with the soul and hear with the heart.
Exactly. Oh, that was so beautiful. That was wonderful.
Yes.
So, do you feel like we came to the end?
Well, I'm very grateful that we only laughed a little because
I was ready to go off a few times, but I just tried
yes,
to.
and as much as I would have just loved to sit here and belly laugh with you, the combination of the coughing and the laughter would be disruptive, I think. But I may have to contact you and say, send me your giggles because I need to get healthy. See?
Yeah, I'm going to send them to you, but you can start off with watching, if you can, Peter Sellers and Pink Panther. That's a guaranteed laughter, right?
He is truly
There
funny.
we go. Yeah, he's
Yes,
funny,
he's truly funny. Yes,
and his poor boss, who ended
yes.
up in the mental hospital because of his actions, right?
Oh, but he was very sincere, you know,
Yeah, he was
and
sincere. He wanted to. He said a few words, maybe not that positive. Kill.
yeah, I know,
But
but
anyway,
he was sincere.
yeah, he was sincere, and so, but it was funny, really funny, and so I hope that you who watched this did enjoy some things. We got a little bit personal as well, some stories we never usually share. So because it's Christmas, it's a time of sharing and sharing laughter.
Yes,
And you have been watching Cosmic Sisters with Anne and Corinne discussing echoes of joy, the vibrant vibration of laughter. And I can remove that thing. Okay. Um, Next upcoming show on Cosmic Guardians is on Friday, December 27th, with Saturday, December 28th in Australia, with Bob Eden, the Spiritual Mechanic Show, discussing my latest superpower, the power of noticing, uh, perception, perspective, maybe even. And our next upcoming show on Cosmic Sisters is next Wednesday, and that's when we are going to be in January 1st. So
Ah, yes.
in US and Europe, and Thursday, January 2nd in Australia. We're going to talk about the 4 agreements, part 1 of 4, plus we have a summary in the end. So we're
Yes.
going to spend the whole month of January for the 4 agreements, plus we're going to, in the middle, I think, 15th of January, we're going to push in a little bit of a different regarding relationships, sacred relationships or something. You know, how to get your relationship from great to fantastic, right?
Correct.
Um, but the 4 agreements is very interesting because it's a way of how you can respond to things, right? So I think that we're going to try to engage you as well
Yes.
when we are doing this because it's something that you can gain something from, right? So talking about very simple things, and it's really simple, but we need to, in our simple way, pay attention to what we are focusing on and doing, right?
Correct.
So a little bit more here. We go live for you every or stream sometimes, but mostly live. Every Wednesday and Thursday, Wednesday in US, Europe, and Thursday, Australia, and Friday, USA, Europe, and Saturday, Australia. You can connect with us, find upcoming shows, past episodes, read articles, find Kareen, find me. There's links and everything in there at angelplaceonearth.com/cosmic guardians. And we want to wish you a merry, 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 merry Christmas and a wonderful ending of this 2024 year because we're going to see you guys next year, right? If we don't have the honor of Kareen popping up on the 27th, which we may, I don't know, if she wants to. And we wish you also a happy new year. Um, my senses for next year is going to be a little bit easier for us. That's my sense. It's not going to turn around from one day to another, but it's going to eventually come to some kind of new normality again. It's going
Yes.
to be better. Yes. So, what do you want to say, my lovely lady?
I just want to wish everybody that they bring the joy and the love and the laughter into this wonderful season and just keep it going because what we do as humans to bring this joy to the world is what is going to bring the joy to the world. And every season and every lifetime and every experience is always got its challenges, but we as humans can make such a beautiful difference. And so I'm wishing you all happy holidays, happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, um, Feliz Navidad, Happy Hanukkah, all of the ways that we celebrate the experience of being human.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So I have to say it again. Merry Christmas, God Jul, Kalla
And I appreciate everything you said. It sounded beautiful.
Thank you. English, Swedish, and Greek.
Beautiful.
And you said something in Spanish, so you inspired me.
Yes. Feliz Navidad.
Yes, yes.
Merry Christmas. Yes.
So I say love, light, peace, and joy to you all. And what do you say, Corinne?
Love, light, peace, and laughter.
Wonderful. Bye.
Bye bye.